everybody. Welcome back to Voice for Men India. Joining with us today is Priya Arya. She's called herself Priya Ji. And you would have seen Priya with us on one of our earlier chats, which we had 3 years ago. This was a very notorious video which had gone viral in Bangalore, where a woman was, openly threatening a false rape case against some bankers. And Priya was very much involved in that case. So you can watch that interview on our channel. But today we are here to talk about a different issue. And a lot of us would have seen in the recent past that there are a lot of stories or cases which are coming out with regards to child murder, and where the accused is none other but the mother of the child herself. So typically what we are seeing is there's a pattern attached to it, not by anyone else, but the feminist media, which is trying to kind of give a spin to this whole thing, calling it taking a shield behind the whole postpartum problem that a newly born mother, or a newly a mother who would have just recently given birth to a child could be facing. So before we begin, I just want to say we are not belittling this problem that women face, but we are only against this whole justification of hiding behind a hormonal change and kind to justify these kind of heinous crimes. So Priya, let's begin discussing briefly what exactly is postpartum. And I would like to also introduce Priya as a Vedic psychologist. So she will discuss more about her work and her activism, what she's been doing. But let's discuss a little briefly what exactly is this postpartum syndrome.
It's a very simple thing, Arnaz. When a woman's body goes through a major change, a childbirth is a life-changing experience, and hormones are obviously involved. So, specifically, when a child is born, our progesterone dips majorly. With that dip, and the estrogen is also doing its own taণ্ডava. You're lactating mother. There are fears involved, whether I'll be a good mother, not a good. Your identity gets attached to the child. Till now, till the child's birth, you have been the center of the universe. Suddenly, the child comes and takes over. So somebody who's a little weak when it comes to wanting to grab attention, they are the ones who majorly fall into that zone more, because the child gets the entire attention of the family. And then obviously, now what's happening in these present years, the families have shrunk. I'm going to speak about this at length, because we are pack animals. By the end of the day, we need people around us to help us in everything that we are doing. If you see elephants, if you see dolphins, if you see any of the wolves, for example, people, the animals that live in packs, they help each other. And if you see our olden system also, when the child was born, the women of the family used to come together to help the lactating mother. And, she was always taken care of. She used to get her full-time sleep because of the people around her. Now, today, women are leading a lonely life. The packs have shrunk. There are no more big families to take care of our children. So they are left alone. So when you're left alone, when you are fighting against nature, depression is a very natural outcome. When you're fighting against nature. So if you ask me what is postpartum depression, it is a fight against nature. In simple words.
Largely you're attributing it to the whole family system shrinking down from a joint family to a nuclear family, and which is where sometimes the mother would be lost
What?
because she does not
You're
have
scared. You don't know what is right, what is wrong. There's nobody to tell you what is, and even if people are telling you what is right, what is wrong, the elders, we don't want to listen. So obviously, you have no idea what's going on with the child.
right.
So it's an obvious outcome with the fears, and you're expecting the father who's running high on testosterone to become a mother. Uh, Not possible. Naturally, not possible. Acquired, yes, but naturally, no. And that too now, when we are feminizing the male section of the society. What is happening? Recent reports: the sperm counts are going down. It's a recent report. The productivity is less. So we are playing with nature. What are we doing? Motherhood is such a beautiful phenomenon. We have the universal power to reproduce, and our hormones are given accordingly by the nature to nurture. But then we are getting stuck in this competitive spirit of why just me. I mean, making motherhood as if it's the biggest victimhood that is happening to you. No, it is the most powerful thing happening. It is the power of universe happening through you. When did we become so weak?
Absolutely. And I just want to go back, because
Hmm.
in earlier times also, I'm sure, I mean, this is not something recently that women are experiencing. Even, when people were living in larger families, joint families, these issues would have come up.
ये किरकिर होती है, चिड़चिड़ होती है because of hormones and all, because obviously you're in pain, specifically just post birth. That is why women used to be sent back to their mother's house for 40 days. Ki go heal and then come.
Correct.
Okay. So the customs were made for a certain reason. So people used to heal, come back once the pain is subsided, and you have bonded with your baby because it takes time to bond with the baby. You might fall in love with the child, but you don't know the child. It's a stranger in your hands. 40 days is the time, child. The
Absolutely.
bonding has happened. Now you're ready to give the child to somebody else's hands, specifically your in-laws and all. You are ready to come back to your real life. So those 40 days of resting, 40 days of not doing anything, that was so important, which we are all missing today.
True. So,
So
Priya, tell me, when these issues crop up in a woman, who has just recently given birth to the child, typically, what is it that should she go for some medical advice, or is it a very normal process that she will blend into, the new situation on her own?
it is a very normal process. So I'll tell you my example. When I gave birth to my son, so obviously I was very chirchida to the next extent that anything coming to my mouth, I was just blurting out. So till the time I was in the hospital, my mother kept her cool. The day I came back from the hospital to my place, and she said something, and I just snapped. So she had this bag in her hand. She threw it on me, and that hit me hard. And she said, I've come here to help you or to listen to all this rubbish from you. My full postpartum went out of the window and they never came back again. I realized that, okay, I am a new mom. I'm scared. I realized that. But what is her fault? Why am I troubling her so much? She's trying to help. Why am I taking this relationship for granted? It made me think. And I went and I said, sorry, I hugged her and all. Probably now, if it is a mother in law, then things are very different in our society. But if it's a mother, you will still think a little that she is a human too. So that was the end of it. But I did not mean that I was not kirkir, but I was more aware that I am creating a trouble. It is my hormones. Whatever I'm thinking is not real. It is just the hormones doing the tandav. So that knowledge, that awareness can help us. Rather, what it is doing, the awareness is making us weaker
Yeah.
because we're expecting others to do more for me because that expectation is the main key here.
It's a
Awareness was given so that you understand what you're going through and don't take it so seriously. Don't take life so seriously. कि हाँ हार्मोन से निकल जाएगा, I'll be okay.
I want to ask you, Priya, would these women be categorized as some mental patients? Because
They
that is
do
the
that.
way it has
They
been
believe
projected.
that. They believe that they are weak. They believe they're going through depression. Now depression has become a very go-to thing because I don't want to work on myself.
Yeah.
Whatever I'm doing, अभी अच्छा गाली देना किसको नहीं पसंद है? सबको पसंद है. किसको नहीं बदतमीजी करना नहीं पसंद है? कोई भी करके कुछ भी बोल दो कि सबको पसंद है ना. But now I'm getting a certificate for that. That I can do whatever I want. Now it is yours headache. Handle it. I'm not taking responsibility. I
Right.
am depressed. It is all your responsibility. How does it work like that? It doesn't work like that.
It's
Obviously,
just
for one day, 2 days, 3 days, somebody will do. Third day, they will also snap back. And if they snap back, they're the biggest devils on this earth. I'm a new mother. How can you do this? Nobody's allowed to snap back. I can say whatever on this earth. You are not supposed to snap back. You are not human. I am a new mother and I am going through postpartum. So I'm allowed to do. And that is what everybody's doing in the face of bipolar, anxiety, depression, which is something which is highly curable if you come into the area of self awareness and empathy. Empathy. It is not just you. There is a change in everybody's life around you. Can
right.
we become a pack again rather than me, you, gender? What is all this? It's not working out.
So I must share this with you, Priya. Whenever I get these messages from men, typically, who are getting embroiled in these matrimonial issues,
Hmm.
The most common, I actually posted about it yesterday also, is that they've just had a baby. The couple has just
Hmm.
had a baby, and within few months, the wife has taken the child and gone back to her mother's house. And now
Hmm.
she's saying, "I'm going to stay here. I'm not coming back.
Hmm.
I want a divorce. You pay me
Hmm.
maintenance." Is this also linked to this whole postpartum thing, or I mean, do you see a pattern in this? Because it's
Babies, many a times I'm seeing this pattern where the women are using babies against the men. See, men are protectors by nature. They are doing the job what they're supposed to do. Okay, and obviously a child is always close to a mother because it will always have that 9 months extra with the mother, no matter what you say. All of us are close to our mothers only, no more than the father. So it's being used against these men, poor things. The child up to a certain age, being 25, 30 also, or till the last date also, we are all close to our mothers first.
Hmm.
Fathers are the last we listen to. They're always the strict one, the one who is most of the times, not all, most of the time. Fathers
They're
are always
projected to be
scared.
the
We are scared of our fathers.
yeah, they're projected to be the stronger
Yeah,
one, and
yeah.
ones which are
But
already
they have emotions, right? They have all the emotions. Or who is the father working for? For us only, no. We are his family, his pack. He's the breadwinner of the pack. Whether
right,
he is or he's not, he's the protector of the pack. He's the most stronger one among the two genders.
right.
So with that, now they know they can use the child against the father, which they do.
But
They
you're
do.
saying that is not really linked to this
It
postpartum.
is. Now what is happening? We have a certain expectation during the childbirth. Now fathers being fathers, they are being themselves. Now हमारे दिमाग में victimhood आ गया है that this is the perfect picture. If you don't match this perfect picture, you're a bad father, you're a bad husband. Because we are looking at the person not as a person, we're looking at the person as a gender, we're looking at a person as a relation. We are not looking at a person as a person. So this is my fixed, the perfect picture in my head. If you don't match that picture, you are the biggest devil on earth. And what do we do with devils? We punish them.
Yeah.
So they'll end up punishing the husbands because, as per my psychologist, somebody, if I am in depression, somebody is supposed to be very nice to me, and my man and my in laws were not nice to me. So, chalo, let's torture them. That is what is a trend we are seeing across the sections.
It's also just getting hold of somebody and putting all the blame on that person, and naturally that
Perfect
person
pictures.
will
Remember
be
this.
the husband in this.
Perfect pictures. Because there's so much noise online, so much noise. Repeatedly, people are being told about depression. Look at the kind of it's a medical mafia, is what I call it. Repeatedly, people are being told you're weak, you're weak, you're weak. So it's made a belief system. We shouldn't be blaming any of the gender here. A belief system has been made that after my child, I'm going to go through all this, and it is my family's duty to take care of me at every step. Now, the family is coming from the old Indian thoughts. They don't understand. मदर इन लॉ में मैंने भी तो बच्चे पैदा किए हैं वही हार्मोन्स मेरे भी गए वो
Exactly.
यही सब मेरे साथ आई डेंट बिहेव लाइक दिस आई वाज सो बिजी डूइंग घर का काम एंड एवरीथिंग व्हाटएवर आई वाज बिजी आई डिडंट हैव टाइम टू डू ऑल दिस तो ये क्या अनोखा तुमने बच्चा पैदा किया बस इतना बोलने की देर होती है यू नो व्हाट हैपेंस एंड यू नो द script is same similar most of the places
Absolutely.
the
But
same
till
script.
the time these are all restricted to your daily khatpat, it's still okay. Problem
Hmm.
happens when extreme crimes are kind of committed, and where the women are getting hysteric to such an extent that they're actually murdering their children. Uh, you
That's
know,
criminal. Hormones don't make you a devil. That is out and out criminal where probably the woman didn't want a child or the her hatred for her husband went to that level that a life didn't matter. It has got nothing to do with hormones.
so
Hormones
you're,
can't be
uh,
hormones are our friends. They are not making us devils. Sorry.
so you're saying that murder is not
Murder
really
is a murder.
linked to any kind of. It's not
It
the
is
sperm.
linked to it. You can link it to a weak mind. You can link it to probably any mental disorder, which is beyond depression. Depression slows you down. Depression makes you irritable. Depression doesn't make you murder people. Depression might make you commit suicide, but you will not murder in depression.
But then you see this pattern, Priya, because you read so many articles nowadays, and obviously they're not openly justifying, but the way they are planted is again creating this whole victimization in the minds of women. That, like, I'll give you an example. Last week, when this news came up, there was, an article where a woman had murdered the child, and you could see number of women, trying to kind of support that woman, that, oh, please think about her condition, she was going through postpartum. Do we really need to justify these kind of
No,
situations?
we've all gone through postpartum. As a mother, your heart sings. You can be running scared because you don't know if you're harming your child or not. You are just scared. But killing your child, no, it doesn't happen like that. It has to be a different level of criminology happening there. Yes, we can link it to some psychology somewhere where criminals are also mentally ill people. It is criminal. Bottom line, you have killed a newborn child. So how are you different from that Kan's mama? Then you can say Kan's mama is also right. He was killing Krishna's sons, Krishna's brothers and sisters, because he was trying to protect himself. Then Kans also should not be a villain in our scriptures. Just because he's a man, so he's a villain. Just because she's a woman, so she's we have to think about everything. Why? A murder is a murder, and murder of a newborn child. I can't even fathom. I'm sorry. Being a woman, being whatever, whoever can come and give me galis, being a psychologist, knowing human tendencies, killing your own child, inhuman. It's inhuman. We are not built to kill our own children. There are a few spider mothers who eat up their own kids. If naturally we were built like that, things were different. We are not naturally built like that. We are the protectors. So no, it is not
And often,
natural.
even when these cases go to court, and of course,
Mm,
it's a very unfortunate thing when a mother is murdering her own child. Even the
mm.
courts end up taking this lenient view, because somewhere they also feel that it's done out of some external force, and things was beyond
See,
her
there's
control.
always a soft corner for mothers because we feel mothers, you know how mother can't do this. Again, a perfect picture of a mother. Everybody
Stereotype.
doesn't match that picture. Stereotypical, na? Nirupa Roy, crying mother. हर पिक्चर में अपने बच्चे को देती थी. But she was a good mother. So, और
Yeah.
रोने वाली typical मम्मी. So, वो stereotypical pictures की the mother. Mother का प्यार कैसे? उसने मारा मतलब कुछ तो हुआ. So you can't. I would refrain from blaming anybody here, but we really need to think.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a very sensitive topic. So,
Yes,
it is in a gray zone, it can't be
yes.
black or white. But of
Well,
course,
for me, it is dark gray, nearing black. It is dark gray. But see, you cannot murder an infant. I'm sorry. You cannot murder.
Priya,
Do whatever.
do you have a message for husbands? How should they react when a woman is going through this kind of a phase in her life? Because the
Protect
men
your child.
are totally lost. I mean, for them, they're happy that, okay, a child has come to the home, but then they're not able to deal with these issues, what the wives are facing. How should they really handle this?
Communication is the only key. The only way to communicate. मम्मी ने just मार दिया एक धौड़. सारा postpartum out हो गया. So communication, assertive communication is the only key. Boundaries. You have to create your boundaries. This I can handle. This I can't handle. I want to help you, but I also might need help sometimes. Trying to push them towards empathy. It's okay to show yourself a little weak. Ask for help. Don't look at each other as genders. Don't look at each other as relations.
Because
Open up and talk. Open up and talk.
this is the most common reason I'm observing as far as the separation between couples are happening, that the men are not able
See,
to deal with
now
the
here, men also, I see a trend. Whenever we have these marriage counselings and all, we have these issues. No, men keep quiet for the longest. I don't know why they keep quiet.
they don't emote.
Huh. And then one fine day they will burst out. Volcano happens. It doesn't work like that. कम्युनिकेट आप प्यार से जब फर्स्ट टाइम कुछ चीज होती है जब आप कम्युनिकेट करते हो तो बहुत प्यार से करते हो तो you have to keep reiterating what you want. Nobody is a it goes for it is a gender neutral advice. Communicate at the right time. Don't wait till you've become a volcano.
True.
And a volcano erupts, it destroys everything you've built till now. Why do we want to destroy things? Little things, communicate, and you can communicate with love. You can snap also. If you've snapped, you can say sorry also. They are two humans, and the slight human mistakes, and nobody's a devil. We have to stop looking at each other as devils because they're not matching my perfect picture. कुछ तो अच्छा होगा ना, तभी शादी की थी ना.
No, you're very
कुछ
right.
तो
You
अच्छा
know, it
होगा.
can't be that only one partner is always wrong. And as we say, ताली दोनों हाथों से बजती है. So it just
दोनों
can't
ही, दोनों devils बना के घूम रहे दिमाग. So it will not work out like this.
be true.
You have to, पुराने जमाने में कैसे, अच्छा चलो जो हो गया चलो आगे बढ़ो. वो आगे बढ़ना जानते ही नहीं, वहीं रुक जाते devil बना के. And then with every step, the devil becomes bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. It becomes so big that at every step you start feeling threatened by the person. Don't become a threat in the other person's life. Become a partner. Become a
Absolutely.
partner.
And any message to all these woke editors who keep writing endless articles, you know, not
World
just
will be a better place without you.
not just related to,
World
but
will be a better place without you. You've done enough damage. You have killed our families. You are killing humans today. Now kids are being killed. Stop.
I'm
Stop.
saying not just with regards to this, but even this constantly, you know, making women feel, oh, you are
Not
poor.
just women, not just women, Arnaz. Remember one thing, victimhood
Yeah,
is
victimhood.
never good for anything. Either you can be a leader and in control of your life, or you can play victim card. And victim card कौन play करता है? Terrorists play करते हैं सबसे ज़्यादा. Victimhood is never good for any human being of any age, any gender. If there's a problem, there is a solution. But because in 1947 this happened with women, so today's women are, we are a land of Kali Shakti. What is wrong with all of us? Irrespective of gender. I'm talking about overall. Victimhood has been spread in the name of now depression, anxiety, and we all know it's a full big market of mental health. It
And
has
I
now seeped into
generally,
kids.
I
Little kids stand up and say, I'm depressed, I want to slap them. Little kids.
yeah, I've seen this college kids, you know, I mean, they don't even know
कॉलेज
what.
तो फिर भी बड़े हैं, छोटे बच्चे, 6 7 8 साल के बच्चे, छोटे छोटे. I am depressed. Excuse me? What have you seen in life to be so depressed? What happened?
The term is being used very loosely now.
Loosely used, and people don't know what actual depression is. I I am so against this, and loosely these medicines are being given to people, which is playing havoc with the brain.
Hmm.
And there is a belief system being made that I can't handle my life.
Yeah,
So depression is nothing but lack of survival instincts. If you are not fit to survive, you will have depression. So if you're thinking it's a wow, go to cool idea, no, it is not.
hmm.
In nature, natural self, you will be gobbled up first. If I leave you in a jungle, you see jungle में क्या होता है? When a predator comes and makes a
Survival
kill,
of the fittest.
others
So
are sitting and crying, and what are they doing? They run away. After some time, they come into the same spot to eat. अब खाना पीना तो वही है ना, छोड़ मरना छोड़ना है, वहां जाएंगे वापस. They are surviving so beautifully. Who's depressed in the jungles? And life in jungle is tough. Here we have everything under the sun and served to us on a platter. That is why we become like this. Overprotection
absolutely.
has made
And
us.
you rightly said, you know, irrespective of the gender, if you cannot deal with your problems, I don't think any third person can help you.
Why should anybody else deal with your problems? It is your problem. Your mood is your problem. Your happiness is your choice. Why does it have to become a burden on somebody else's life? What are you doing? Where's your empathy? So we have to now become empaths. बहुत हो गया ये सब. Victimhood.
Yeah,
I think
stand
it's
up
high
for
time we do that.
and
Stand up.
learn to be happy.
Learn to
Otherwise,
lead your life. Become a leader in your life. क्या है ये सब victimhood?
absolutely.
That is the only message I want to give.
Sure. No, that's great. You know, it's a very small, quick chat. I thought I will have with you on this, and we'll keep coming back. I mean, picking up more issues, you know, which are related to our field of work. So I'd like to thank you for joining us today, Priya.
Thank you, Arnaz. Have a lovely evening. Bye.
Bye.